Hi, welcome back to Marina Teaches. In today's tutorial, you are going to be learning about the venture life cycle. So buckle up, future entrepreneurs, and let's get started. Just like frogs and butterflies and mosquitoes each have their own life cycles, so too do business ventures. Every business venture has a life cycle that looks pretty much like this mountain. I'll tell you more about it now. The 5 stages of the venture life cycle are new venture development, the startup stage, the growth stage, the maturity or stabilization stage, the innovation or decline stage. It's so important to note that not every business goes through all of these stages at the same time or at the same pace. And some even fail. In fact, 20% of new businesses fail within their first year. Let's take a more in-depth look at these stages, starting with the first stage, new venture development. Oh, decisions. There are so many important decisions and considerations to be made during this first stage, as the entrepreneur tries to iron out all the kinks in the business idea. It is so important for the entrepreneur to plan properly, as the old saying goes, failure to plan, plan for failure. During this stage, the entrepreneur might even wonder, can I even do this? This sort of introspection may even reveal gaps in his or her knowledge, skills, abilities, experiences, which may need to be upgraded before the venture starts. For example, if the entrepreneur is launching an online business, he or she may need to take a course in e-commerce or in starting a blog. Furthermore, during this stage, the business structure needs to be formalized. This will entail deciding on the forms of business ownership, the vision, mission, objectives, strategies, and value proposition of the venture. The required resources and costs need to be carefully investigated so that the seed capital may be sourced. Also, during this stage, the entrepreneur may even need to come out of his or her comfort zone and be really creative and network with others. After an entrepreneur clarifies his or her venture's mission, vision, philosophy, and target markets, he or she will progress to stage 2 of the venture life cycle, which would include the startup activities. Key activities at this stage are firstly, legally establishing the business through the registration of the business name with the Ministry of Legal Affairs, National Insurance Board, Board of Inland Revenue, opening a business bank account, things like that, followed by a well-prepared business plan, which is a roadmap of the business activities. Market research and analysis of risks are also important. Furthermore, defining core competencies and competitive advantages which differentiate the firm's products and services from its competitors are also key. Sourcing funds and strategically launching the venture are very important. After these activities, proper planning and sound decision making help to ensure that the business progresses towards the growth stage, which is stage 3 of the venture life cycle. The third stage of the venture life cycle is the growth stage. The venture will experience increased sales, revenues, and profits. It could be a promising and exciting time for the entrepreneur who will seek to gain market share. However, there is also an increase in competition as new substitutes and technologies become available. Firms typically target new customer bases or add new products to its existing line. For example, a fried chicken and chips restaurant may start selling burgers, wraps, desserts, milkshakes, coffee, and so forth. Firms may also open new branches or change their distribution methods to increase sales. For example, a well-known local bakery may package its pastries in boxes and partner with groceries and pharmacies to sell their products at their locations. Also at this stage, firms may reposition its products to cater to other customers who may have fallen out of their original target niche. Since the firm may need to invest more in research and development due to increasing production, marketing activities, and human resource requirements, it may need to source additional financing from investors, banks, and even through going public. During the growth stage, managing the venture becomes critical as the business scales its operations. Unfortunately, many firms find themselves growing out of business at this stage because they are unable to cope with the growth. After a while, the rate at which the business is growing plateaus. For instance, the firm does not open any new branches, and the business has now reached maturity or stabilization stage, which is the fourth stage of the venture life cycle. The firm has now established itself in the market, it enjoys considerable brand loyalty, and sales become consistent. However, the business cannot afford to become complacent as the market becomes saturated with substitutes and increased competition. The entrepreneur must start to think about where the business goes from there. The firm can find itself on a threshold where it will be forced to evolve or it will die. During this stage, innovation is critical to future success. After a business venture reaches stabilization, its profits and market share will eventually erode. This brings us to the fifth and final stage of the venture life cycle. During this stage, the firm decides whether it will innovate or decline. Some may opt to exit the market altogether. Firms which choose to innovate will actively seek out new products, new markets, venture into new geographical territories, target new users of existing products, or may even acquire businesses through mergers and acquisitions. There are some limitations to the venture life cycle. Firstly, it is subject to turbulence in the external environment, and growth is not a definite progression for every venture. Secondly, these transitions through the venture stages are not predictable, and trade cycles such as booms and recessions can affect the venture's development. And thirdly, internal variables will also affect the transitions through the stages. These will include the type of entrepreneur and the management styles. I hope that this short tutorial helps you understand the challenges and opportunities a venture can face as it progresses from